Anya nas na Biafra chọrọ ime onye ọbụla. Onye mukwa no Biafra. No ga dress no la na mma.
Ise.
O ga dress Biafra na mma.
Ise.
Ihe anyị chọrọ bịa ala bekee anyị ga-achọtarịrị ya.
Ise.
Otu anyị bịa ka Biafra nwere onwe Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe onye ọbụ ya nwa na onwe ya kere anya nwa ka anyị na-edewanye n'ụbọchị nke taa. N'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. Sozi nwere onwe Biafra.
Welcome my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining me from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from America, from any part of the world, I really do appreciate you for your contributions on my channel. Please, each time you watch my video, go to the comment section as usual. Put your comments down, say it the way you feel it. Whatever be your contribution, put it on the comment section. Let us interact over there. That is where I learn a lot from. You can always write on the comment section. I learn from your comments on the comment section and I read your comments one after the other. I really do appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. And remember, please also share the video. Each time you watch the video, share the video so that people can be able to get hold on the video and hear our own part of the story. We cannot allow them to hijack the story or begin to tell the story to their own favor. We will tell the story exactly the truth and nothing but the truth, the way it is. That is why we are here. For now, you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not speaking to us directly, but we are hearing his voice every now and again. We are hearing his voice in our hearts. We are hearing his voice even while we are asleep. He is always speaking to us. He has done a great job, and we will never forget that same message that he has left for us. That is what we are carrying to the end of the earth, that everybody will hear the story. They will continue to carry this message. We will continue to carry it until when Biafra comes, until when Oduduwa comes. We can never relent. It doesn't matter what they do out there. It doesn't matter how they try to change the narrative. We will not allow them. That is why you have to make your own contribution. Use your own platform to speak up. Use your own platform to share the videos you get. The videos you get from Oduduwa agitators and the Biafra agitators. We are one. We are working towards one thing, towards one goal. Freedom. That is the target. That's what we are asking for. We are asking for freedom. We are asking for referendum. We are not asking for war. We are asking for a legitimate way of having our freedom, which is referendum, for us to have our own voice, speak our voice and say things the way it is. We don't have to allow few people to come together to decide our fate. It is not possible. We say no to that. The Oduduwan say no to that. The Biafrans say no to that. That is where we are speaking up from all angles. We will never stop speaking. No matter how long they hold our school leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will continue to speak and Biafra will come. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out with the Biafran flag very soon. It can't be for too long. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done every necessary thing he has to do. No matter what the government are doing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no matter what they are doing against Igboho, they will never succeed. Igboho have raised an awareness in the southwestern part of Nigeria that is unbelievable. Go and watch most of the rally that Igboho has held on southwestern part of Nigeria. You will know that the Yorubas are with him. The southwest are with him. They are not sleeping. No matter the few of them who are in politics, who are serving their selfish interests. You look at them and you hear them talk online. Few of them, very few of them, you think that they are not with Igboho. Every Yoruba person, every southwesterner is behind Sunday Igboho. Everybody is behind Sunday Igboho. Even the elders are behind him. When you hear them talk, when you hear elders from the southwestern part of Nigeria speak about Igboho, you will know that they are behind him. In every 12, there must be a Judas. We know there are still few of them who are still loyal to the Fulani Caliphate, who are still loyal to the Fulanis because of their selfish interests. We know that. But the majority of the southwesterners are ready to go. And we are standing shoulder to shoulder with them. The same thing with the southeastern part of Nigeria, the whole southeastern part of Nigeria. I mean the old southeastern part of Nigeria, the southeast and the south. They are all ready. The masses are ready, and they are behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do not trouble yourself about the few of them, the handful of them who are serving their selfish interests, who are still bent on listening to the Fulanis because of what they will eat, because of their stomach. We know them. We will see them, we know them, and they cannot change our decision. We are standing tall with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given us a message to preach, and we will continue to carry that message to the end of the earth. It doesn't matter what we do, it doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't matter the propaganda they push out there. We will continue to stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and very, very soon he's going to be out. He's going to be out. All I'm going to tell you as a Biafran, as somebody who is looking for freedom, as somebody from the southern part of Nigeria, everybody that is southern part of Nigeria, remain awake. Remain awake and don't be distracted. Do not be distracted. More especially those from the southeastern part of Nigeria, don't be distracted. Don't keep yourself busy. thinking about who betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and who did not betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is a propaganda from the enemy. The people who are pushing that very message of betrayal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are the Janjaweed. They are the people who are serving the interests of the slave master. If you see anybody pushing that propaganda of who betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or who did not betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are serving the interests of the Janjaweed. They might be doing it even unknowingly. But whenever you try to push that very issue, you are pushing the agenda of the Janjaweed. We do not care. We don't want to know who betrayed and who did not betray. If there's anything that be done about that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is alive and well and very strong, and we join us very soon. Whatever you need to hear, you will hear directly from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when it comes out. What we have to concentrate on now is our freedom. The freedom of Biafran, the freedom of every indigenous person in that very southern part of Nigeria, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has handed over to us to preach about. That is what we have to concentrate on. Don't concentrate on things that doesn't matter. Things that doesn't matter. You begin to keep yourself busy, occupy your brain with some false information. Information that are intended to create division in us. That is the only thing that information will achieve. That information will only create division. Create division in your mind, create fear in your mind. It will only promote their propaganda when they say that we are not united, we are not one. Then you begin to preach about who betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who did not betray him. It will only destroy our struggle. It will only make people weak. It will only bring us down. It's not going to lead us anywhere. The most important thing now is to move forward and continue to preach the message of freedom. Whoever is involved or we don't want to know. The only people we know that are responsible for the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Nigerian government and the Kenyan government, which cannot be hidden. That was the information that the lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu face to face, that was what he told us. Why are you listening to rumors? Why? Why do you have to occupy your space, occupy your brain with rumors? Rumors that do not hold water. Even when you have heard directly from somebody who has met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention. His personal lawyer, Barrister Ejiofor. If you don't trust Barrister Ejiofor, who else will you trust? He has told us what happened. The only people we know that are responsible for whatever is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Kenyan government and Nigerian government. They were the people who abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and sent him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, which is against humanity, against international law, and they will surely pay dearly for it. Don't get yourself worked up about the situation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whatever is happening to him, he is very much aware. I believe he is aware because he is somebody who has been chosen by Chukwu Abiyama, and he's not just a leader. He's somebody who has a spiritual feeling and a spiritual sense. He says things even when before it happens. Don't forget, before this incident happened, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in prayer. He asked us to pray. He asked us to pray the prayer of Psalms. Are you still praying? Are you sure you are still praying with him? Are you sure you are still praying with him? Remember, when Christ wanted to go to the wilderness to prepare, when he wanted to go and make the prayer, he told the people to watch and pray with him. And before he came back, some people were already sleeping. The same thing is happening today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave us prayer before he left us. He told us to pray along with him. Are you sure you are still praying with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Are you sure you are still praying those psalms? That is what you are supposed to occupy your mind with. Occupy your heart and your mind with prayers. Don't occupy your mind with gossip. Don't occupy your mind with gossip that does not add anything to the struggle. Do not occupy your mind with such gossip. Do not occupy your mind with gossip that will create fear in your heart, that will create weakness and division in us. Do not occupy yourself with such gossip. They don't hold water. They don't hold water. Whatever happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chukwu Abiyama is aware, and he permitted it. Without the permission of Chukwu Abiyama, it can never happen. But as it happened, we know those who are involved and those who are responsible. The only people who are involved and responsible is Kenyan government and Nigerian government, and they will surely pay dearly for it. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how they pretend. It doesn't matter how they try to cover it up. The world is coming against them, and they are feeling it. They are feeling the heat as we speak. They are feeling the heat. They are feeling the heat as we speak. You see them running away from the case. That was exactly when they did the 41st time they arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Remember, the first time they arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even then he wasn't as popular as it is now. He came in silently by his own. They arrested him. At the end of the day, what happened? What happened? The news went everywhere. They were scared they couldn't be able to stand him in court. That was why they came into his home to kill him. Instead of attending the case because they planned to kill him. That is the country you call Nigeria. And today, it has happened again. And now the international community is holding the case, not even Nigeria. Everybody is aware. You can see the protest that is going everywhere, all over the world on this very case. Protests all over the world. You think people are not seeing it? That is what you're supposed to be doing. Protest in your own corner. Wherever corner you have, whatever angle you have, whatever platform you have, use it to protest for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what you have to be doing. Don't occupy yourself with gossip. Do not occupy yourself with propaganda. Do not occupy yourself with messages that doesn't matter. The only message that matters now is the message of freedom. Freedom of Biafra. Freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is sure, it must surely come. Whatever happens, however he was betrayed or what happened, we don't want to know and we don't care to know. The only thing that is important is that Chukwu Okike Abiama permitted it. That is why it happened. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just somebody that something will just happen to without knowing. Somebody who has told you everything that is happening in Nigeria up to date. Everything that is happening and the things that are yet to happen. He told you about it. Have you forgotten? And now all of a sudden you think that something will happen to him without the permission of Chukwu Okike Abiama, who gives him every revelation of things before it happens. I believe God is aware. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Don't be worried at all. Don't shake. Don't allow anything to bother you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is strong, alive and well, and very, very soon he's going to join us. And I want to share with you some answers to some questions that people are asking. There are some questions that people have asked on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu program, and he gave an answer. Those answers will also help you, because some of you are still asking the same question. We will continue to listen to the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As I told you, message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is never old. It is as new every morning, Each time you play the message of Mazi Nnamdi, it's as new as if it's been delivered immediately. He is very fresh in our mind. His words are flowing in our vein. We can never forget him. None of his message is old. I'm going to play a message for you of his response to some question that was asked to him. It will help us to stay strong until when he joins on very soon. Let us listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency.
At this point in time, let us take some questions. We'll continue. If you want to send us a question, please, I'm not going to take a direct call. I will call my secretary, and then she will be able to tell us precisely who is who are the ones asking the questions, and what they're going to go to Twitter and ask your question on Twitter. When you ask your question on Twitter, then I will be able to answer it live on air here. You can ask anything you like and I will answer it. Can you hear me? Uchenna, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, go ahead. We are listening. Do we have any questions from people that will require my response?
Yes. First, good morning, and good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for this Q&A session. And I'm going to start with question one. Let's see. Okay. So question one is, good morning, sir. It appears that Oduwa is getting pretty hot at the moment and onward.
Your English is too American for us. So, you know, we are from the village. This English is too American. Please break it down. Raise your voice for me, please. Raise your voice and break it down for us, if you can, please. Because this grammar is too Americanized. This Akata is somehow for us that grew up in the village. Please go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. It appears that Oduduwa is getting pretty hot at the moment and onward. Is IPOB ready to offer moral and logical support to them?
Yes, and we have been doing so. We have been doing so, and we shall continue to do so. We want them, I want the Oduduwa to come out of their shell, to recognize that Nigeria is a mess, a recognition that Nigeria is a hopeless case, and come to fight for it. Not all the time the Fulani will give them something, as they promised Chief Obafemi Awolowo will make you the president after this and all that, and they buy into it. It will never ever happen. What we are saying to them is that they must come out and support what we are doing, and that thing is a referendum. Everybody must demand a referendum that gives you a say in how you are governed, in how your children are going to be governed in time to come. And the only thing that can bring that about is the revolution. We start with the revolution. They will now, of course, they'll be forced to capitulate. And then after that, we have a referendum. There must be a referendum. So we are willing and prepared to offer them every support that they may want. Of course. Anytime, any day. Next question, please.
Nigeria Army resigning. Some of them will send to ESN, acknowledging that they've resigned, but this is a lie planned by zoo government. My question is, how are we supposed to receive the resigning soldiers in ESN, because this is a plan of Nigerian government trying to send spies to ESN camps?
We have a very special recruitment and induction procedure that will root out every fake soldier or every unpatriotic soldier trying to join ESN. Is not going to happen. We have filters in place, and when the time comes, we will root out the bad eggs within them. But I must encourage them to continue resigning, because what you have is not an army of the nation. What you have is an army of conquest by the Janjaweed rulers of the zoo. And we must do everything we can to demolish and dismantle it. And please, can you give me the names of the people who are sending on all these messages, please? We need to know their names. We want to know their names, please. It's very, very important that we know who is asking all these questions, please, if you may.
Okay, let me get back.
Do we have any other question?
We do. So this is from Bucci Law. How can we inform ESN when we notice unusual moves in our beloved Biafra lands?
We are everywhere. IPOB family is in every village, in every nook and cranny of Biafra land. You don't even need to bring it to our attention. We will know already, even before you. Once we come across them, then we do the needful. You may not hear about it, but they will not disturb you anymore. We are working tirelessly night and day to make sure that our farmlands and our forests are rid of all these terrorists from the Sahel. And we are not going to rest until we have accomplished the complete eradication of terrorists from our villages and our forests as well. So you shouldn't worry at all. We know about them.
Okay. Kenneth Chinadu said, Oyendu, good morning. My humble question is this. Why do we have to congratulate Joe Biden when we know how shady his election is and how it portrays us as people seeking for favor from people, Democrats, who I think he wanted to say who has hatred for us even before we knew what they are?
He has been sworn in as the U.S. president. We have no choice than to acknowledge and recognize him. As I said before, as it is the case with the zoo, if you bring out a goat and say, this goat is our president, the world will have no alternative than to accord that very creature every privilege, every right, every respect due. Americans have sworn in Joe Biden, and he is the president of the USA, and that is the end of it. We all need to be politically mature in a way. Are we now saying that we have the right to intervene in U.S. electoral process? No, we don't. The same way that when Biafra comes, we will not expect anyone to dabble in or interfere in ours. Of course, we are going to conduct very free and fair elections, and we shall ensure that that is the norm. But when people produce their president, you don't have any right. I am not an American citizen, so I have no right to challenge the decision of the American people. It is entirely left up to them to decide. So for now, Joe Biden is the president of America, and we have no other choice than to go with it. That's how life is, unfortunately.
Okay, so the next question is from Marcus Graham. When we get Biafra for our American and Canadian Eastern brothers and sisters, how do we get them to fully invest when many aren't aware?
Invest in what exactly?
I'm not, he didn't really state it. Let me go to the next question.
Yeah, we need to know what the investment is all about. Because Biafra land is going to be run, we must acknowledge the importance of inward investment. I am an economist, so I understand all these things anyway. There's something called inward investment. And we'll try and do what sensible people do. Instead of having pig milk in Holland, bringing in pig milk to us, we allow them to have a farm, a dairy farm in Biafra land, where the cows will be milked, and that very milk pasteurized and processed and canned and distributed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we know how to make Biafra land viable economically. They shouldn't worry about that. We know what we're doing.
Okay. This question is from Victor. How can we undo Ohaneze to help us get Biafra as regards to one of the points to be earned according to UN condition?
Ohaneze Ndibo, you mean? It's not just Ohaneze, there's also another useless group called Pandef. The thing is that Ohaneze can do whatever they like. How many people can they command? Have they issued any command before and they want to obey them? What have they done? See, people must ask themselves, what has Ohaneze done from inception till now? What have they done? I can tell you what Igbo State Union did, National High School, Aba, and all the rest of the scholarships that they give to people. Name one thing that Ohaneze has ever done before. One. And I'll support them. The answer, sadly, is nothing. They have done absolutely nothing, and they do not deserve the support of our people because they are useless. They are absolutely useless. All they do is like a Janjaweed club for Sabo, Janjaweed Sabo club. That's what they do. All they do is they sit down there and say, give us a name or somebody who can be minister. And that's what they do. Tell me one on his achievement. Nyamwo, they came and said, oh, I'll eradicate every police checkpoint and we'll do this and I'll do that. How did he do it? Didn't Nyamwo do it? Instead, checkpoints explode exponentially. They never accomplished anything. Not one thing he said he was going to do did he accomplish in 4 years. That's how they want to be president of Nigeria. Ndara. Please go ahead. The next question, please.
Biafra Technology said, sir, why can't we just declare Biafra independent and start living on our own? If they bring war to us for that, then we fight it. And again, take the war to them, because how I'm seeing things in Nigeria is not ready to let Biafra go. We better take it now by fight.
Is the reason why you must do things in a particular way is because we are Republicans by nature. There are some things you will do and people will say, who did you consult? Who did you tell? There is a saying where we come from, which means no matter how small this animal is, it deserves a place at where decisions are being taken. No matter how small or how big we are, everybody, regardless of how idiotic the person's opinion may be, they are entitled to be heard. We are the original Democrats before any other race in the world. We are original Republicans, so you must be seen to carry the majority along, and that's exactly what we are doing. When the time comes, Biafra will quite rightly be declared, and our territories will be defended. That's what we are going to do at the right time. The consultation is ongoing. Everything humanly possible is being done to ensure that we do what is right. But right now, at this very precise minute, the time hasn't come, and we just can't declare Biafra now. The time is not right.
King Dawn, my question is, why the so-called Sabos fail to understand that IPOB is fighting to free our people from the slavery we are into? Thank you.
Because we are all black people, and black people do not reason very well. I've said that before. And I have also alluded to the example of white people using black people to conquer black people. That is the way we are. So there will always be saboteurs, but this year is the year of the great hunt, and we are hunting for them, and some of them are beginning to feel the heat as well. I'll give you another example. Look at today, for instance. We woke up this morning to a very shambolic, useless video being circulated of very horribly dressed human beings claiming they are Biafran army. Just somewhere saying they're Biafran army. That's how black people reason, because there's something wrong with us. But thankfully for IPOB, we are now able to get a majority of our people together reasoning, should I say, properly, and pursuing one very unique outcome, which is our freedom. So there will always be saboteurs, but we are all going to defeat all of them, one after the other.
Okay. Oikachi said, why are some influential Igbo leaders and business people not supporting IPOB? Some are even campaigning for Igbo presidency. And what is IPOB doing about that?
People are free to do whatever they like because they are not coming out openly to support Biafra because of their business interest, because they are selfish, because they do not understand what patriotism is, because also they were groomed by Fulani Janjaweed to do exactly what they are doing. That's the reason why they are the way they are. Our people, let me tell you something, everybody who was a multimillionaire after the war was a saboteur during the war. That's what they do. Everybody who was a multi-millionaire immediately after the war was a saboteur during the war. It has benefited most of our people over the years, and they are continuing in that very vein, which is very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. That is why we need a revolution. And in a revolution, you cleanse all these idiots. Of course, I'm not going to say what will happen to them. There will be no more. That I can assure you.
Indu BC said, without reviewing plans, is there ongoing lobbying on Joe Biden administration on behalf of freedom? If so, is it already in motion? And second, the governor set up another security outfit. How do we intend to counter them?
First of all, the governors cannot and have never set up any counter security outfit in the East. That's number one. They cannot do it. They don't have the manpower, because my message to our people is very simple. Do not join them. As simple as that. Again, I'm not at liberty to divulge precisely what we are doing in respect of our ongoing consultation on Capitol Hill. That will continue. Some of you may know that we have retained the services of a very top consultancy firm on Capitol Hill, and that work is ongoing. I am not at liberty to divulge more than that. But what I can say to you is that after very many years of trying, the U.S. State Department have now come to realize that the Fulani intention in Nigeria is to overwhelm and conquer everybody. It is not about pastoralists and farmers having a clash. No, the Fulanis came to conquer, to pillage, to occupy, and to decimate. And we are not going to allow them to do that. And I'm very, very glad that the U.S. State Department, after many years of lobbying and at a very huge expense, have come now round to adopt our position on that very matter. And stay where you are and compass. If you have any questions to ask, please make sure that you send it via Twitter. Send it via Twitter. I think it is on my wall, if I'm not mistaken, or you go to my Twitter page or handle or whatever they call it, and you give us your question, and I will ask you later on to try and read out some of those questions, the very pertinent ones. But today we are live, we are direct, we're letting the whole world understand this, and Nigerians in particular. The Nigerian youth that did us so, you made us proud when you came out for End SARS protests, but you're going to come out one more time. The Nigerian youths, prepare yourselves. You are going to come out again to try and defend your right to exist in the land of your ancestors. People talk about tanker explosion. I want to ask you this question. You know, a lot of people don't understand what the Janjaweed, the Fulanis have in store for us. Every time we hear about a tanker explosion somewhere, why don't these tankers explode in the north? Why are they not exploding in the north? I ask, why is it that all this gas explosion, these cylinders exploding and killing people doesn't happen in the north? That is to tell you that they know what they're doing. It's part of the coordinated attack to deplete the populations of the south, to make us become very fearful, and to make us easy prey for the taking by Janjaweed terrorists from the Sahel. Even those who supported the coming of this Janjaweed government, this terror organization, now it is clear to my Yoruba friends that what you have in Asorok is a terrorist organization masquerading as president, because there's no Buhari. Everyone knows that very well. There's no Buhari. What you have is a terror organization masquerading as presidency, now coming out to defend what is in effect indefensible. And it is very, very sad that we have the likes of Wike In River State, pensioners are being owed money. Pensioners are being owed. There are no pensions, no money to pay pensioners. But he found 500 million to send to Sokoto. I told you about him on Tambuwal. He wants to run under PDP as vice president to Tambuwal. That was why he came and he emptied Obibo, sent people to jail in the north, and some of them were killed. And he's a so-called political leader. That is what we are facing. That is what we are being forced to endure, and that must come to an end. Some of you don't know what we're encountering on a daily basis. It costs us a lot of money to bring out our people once they are arrested or detained illegally. We are fighting, and we are spending a whole, load of money, to be honest with you, to try and get them out. And the judges in the East are not helping. Igbo judges are not helping. None of them are helping. Because they, for instance, in Imo State, judges are not being paid. So when they arrest IPOB family members, a judge expects to get his pay from there, which is very, very sad indeed. And that is why our people are being detained, and they're asking us to pay them money, which is very, very sad. These are people that have done nothing wrong. They've not broken any rules, not broken any laws, but they are being arrested at the moment, and our judges are not helping matters. And we don't want to be against them. We don't want to go against all these judges. No judge in the north is jailing proper terrorists like Miet Yala. They are not in jail. Nobody's convicting them. But our own judges, I don't know what's wrong with our people. Our own judges will be there delaying and making life difficult for people who are actually fighting for their own freedom. And I must warn them that they are aiding the march of the Janjaweed terrorists into our territories. They are using us to make money. Our people must understand this. They are using us to make money. They are not paying the judges. Most of them have not been paid for about 6-7 months. So when you arrest an IPOB family member, that becomes a way for you and the police to make some money. And we are saying that that is blatantly wrong, and we can no longer accept nor support it. The reason why the march towards freedom has been delayed is because most of you think that the governors must be involved. The stupid Janjaweed groups like Ohanese must be involved. That's the mistake you're making. We outnumber them. The same way we outnumber Nigerian army by almost 100,000 to 1. If we want to make a change in our lives, we can make that very change. If we want, we can change it. If there is uprising in the east and the west and the middle belt, do you think that Nigerian army and police can have the numbers to quell it? Of course not. So that is why they will use the newspapers to tell you it's about ethnicity, it's about religion, to get into your mind. Once we come out, there's going to be a revolution. Once we come out again, everybody must hold their territory. Nigeria hasn't got the army to go around. Never. They don't have it. Their army is about 150,000 men. Peanuts compared to what they are going to confront. We must rise up and say that enough is enough. But there must be no criminality. Once you allow criminality to come in, then you have failed woefully. We have failed woefully. And let me also warn once again, there is no Biafran army. DSS can go and create whatever group they like. Give them guns, all of that rubbish, in order to justify an attack against ESN. But we are letting the whole world know that we have not floated any Biafran army. There is none. Anything you see is the handiwork of DSS. If anybody has the courage to float an army, then they should come out, as I did with ESN, to say so. I claim responsibility for the formation of ESN. Anybody that created or that claims that he or she created Biafran army must come out and also do so, because I know it's DSS. They can never, ever do it. They can never, ever do it. I don't know where they shot the clip. I have no idea where they shot it. I have no idea. But I can assure you that we are looking for them, and we are going to find them, because they want to provide a legitimate cover or excuse for the Janjaweed army to invade the territories of Biafra. And that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And on that note, we have come to the end of our broadcast this very day. And I do not know if we have any more questions to take. If people have actually decided to send in more questions if they have done so. I want very difficult questions, please. I want difficult questions, please. But as I say so, please be minded. Note that there is nothing called Biafran Army. All we have is Eastern Security Network. We don't operate on the streets of our major towns. We are in the bushes hunting terrorists. And they are feeling the heat, I can assure you. That's the only thing I want my Yoruba brethren to do. Do the something that we are doing in the East, and we are all going to be free. And as we are doing it, our march towards freedom is going to come via a revolution. Spontaneous, across the board, middle belt, the entire South. Everybody is going to rise up to say enough is enough. If you don't do it, you will live in perpetual bondage. Uchenna, can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, do we have any more questions?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Jessica, Jesse stated, "Good morning, sir. My question this morning is, since you said that you won't be the president or prime minister of Biafra when it comes,
yes,
is there any plans to get a Biafra government, or are you going to be the interim president until we get an elected government?"
No, I will not be. The Biafran people will choose who will lead them. They will decide. It's not for me to impose anybody on them. Biafran people will decide who is going to lead them. Because we are Democrats, we are Republicans, and we believe in what the entire public says, not a few individuals. Very, very important to understand that. Thank you very, very much. And on that very note, we have come to the end of this very broadcast this very day. In the coming weeks and days, there may be need or reason for us to come back on air to keep you updated. But for now, please bear this in mind. Anybody telling you about Biafran Army is working for the zoo, is working for DSS. Anybody telling you there is need for an army to march at this point in time, they are looking for an excuse to try to make our life difficult. They want the Janjaweed army in the bushes to remain, sorry, the terrorists in the bushes to remain, and we are not going to tolerate it. Thank you very much, all of you, for watching and for listening right across our platforms. From me, from here, it is still good morning.
After watching Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and hearing from him, I hope you are refreshed. I hope you are stronger than ever. No need to be fearing. No need to cry. Don't be scared. Everything that needs to keep us is in place. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has kept everything in place. Everything is in place. And the DOS are doing their job. They are doing exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu desires and what he wants them to do. Don't be scared. Don't shake. Don't shake. There is nothing that will happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that Chukwu Kabiaba is not aware. He is aware of everything. That is why you have to be happy. Because the person you are following doesn't believe in man. He believes in God. Only Chukwu Kabiaba owns his life. Only Chukwu Kabiaba tells him the way to go and he follows. That is why I trust him 100%. Continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wherever you are. The assignment he has given us is to pray. Is to pray, watch and pray with him. And that is what we are going to do. Continue to do until when he joins us very soon. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe and share the video with friends and family. Share to every platform where you belong so that people can hear our voice and hear our story. Thank you for watching and remember blessed. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.